I've done this video literally 10 times. I'm not wasting my time anymore. I never used to take 10 takes to get something done. All right, maybe a few times. But I used to let the people know who I was. Because I was Tubby Emu. No longer. We prophesized it when we said years ago, one day would come, and I would no longer be Tubby Emu. I'd be Skinny Emu. We used to make jokes about it. I remember vividly, there's probably tons of highlights as I ballooned up on the internet. But you want to know the funny thing? I gave up on all of you. And I'm sorry. See, I let the people that weren't our fans, my fans, people that didn't care about the community or the video game, I let their opinion get to me a little bit, man. I work with Grimm's Toy Show, and it killed my channel. The negativity took over, and I kind of gave up. I saw the list of block keywords I had in my chat from Grimm's fans, which was insane. Because I love GTS, and I love working with GTS. And Dave is one hell of a dude who just wants to entertain. I've met a lot of great people in the course of the last 10 to 12 years. And if you were a fan of Tubby Emu, if you were a fan of universe modes, GM modes, if you were a fan of somebody talking wrestling that had a similar idea to you, that used to pitch fantasy book stuff to you. But, and the kicker is, if I ever used to make you get excited, and then you'd watch a show and then get disappointed, and that would ruin your enjoyment of a show, that was the problem for me. Because at a certain point, there's a tipping point when you can predict, especially with a company like WWE, what's going to happen, and you start predicting it ahead of time. And even when it happens, fans don't care. Because for the last 15 years, I've been creating content. I've been working with creators. I have not been a fan. I have been a business-minded person. Today, the Taylor Swift album came out. My girlfriend is a Swiftie. Huge. A lot of changes have happened in the last couple of years. And I listened to that song, Anti-Hero, and realized that was me. I got to the top of the mountain and just became my own worst critic and enemy because the money whore chants. But you want to know the funny thing is? The only reason I started getting into this in the first place is because I needed money. My dad was in the hospital, and what kickstarted this last year is my dad went back into the hospital again, 10, 12 years later. Through no fault of his own this time, he ended up getting toes amputated because they didn't take care of him, and it has been a nightmare. And over the course of the last 2 years, when people shouted to get a job, I finally did. And the job I got was door dashing and Instacarting. And I'll be honest with you, door dashing ran down a buddy's car and my car that my dad gave me because he was in the hospital. And now I feel bad that I've got his car and he's out of the hospital and doesn't have one. I have a long list of people I need to correct things with. People that have stood by my side and lifted me up when I was too defeated to make content, but I wasn't too defeated to attack life. Because for the last 5 years, I've had a different mindset, a different motto, a different beat of my drum going on that I will not give up. I am too damn talented. You out there watching this video, you found me, so you're pretty damn amazing too. Not for watching me, but because you went out of your way to find something you thought would make you happy. And trying to find something that's going to make you happy. But that's what I did for years. I tried to find something that would make me happy. Meanwhile, I was out throwing out all these business ideas. Man, wouldn't it be cool if we got 4 group of friends, 4 people together, and they traveled around to wrestling shows, and they created this culture of fandom of the local stars and everything, and you guys would get booked out, and then from that idea, Deadlock Pro was spawned. I lived with Policy, changed my life, got me into weightlifting, made me realize a lot of things, made me realize there's a lot of things as a starting point that you can eventually do better, and don't lock on to doing things a certain way, kind of like eating chicken breast. It's so much better out of a crock pot where you can cook pounds at a time. Why were we cooking one breast tonight? Come on, Pulse. I need more. Just like when I was 500 pounds, doctors for a short period thought I was a little crazy because I lost a lot of weight, like 70, 80 pounds, but they couldn't find anything wrong, but I was throwing up all the time. Too much information? You want what the punchline of that was? I used to shake my legs sitting in the office. I would twitch really bad. They'd be like, wow, you're really nervous. I might have to put you on something. You know what it turns out it was? Sciatica. Herniated disc. You know me. The guy that used to tell you guys that I was a star athlete, that I used to pitch in tournaments and national tournaments and I was a star bowler and stuff. Yeah, apparently I never stretched. When I used to walk a block and my leg would go numb, yeah, it's sciatica. So I made excuses. I couldn't get a job for the last 10 or 12 years because, guys, I couldn't even stand without my leg hurting over 30 minutes. When I lived in the cities and I was making the most money, it's crazy to think about. I used to huff and puff from A ramp at Target Center, walking into the stadium. And now I can run that no problem. So, I don't need your sympathy or go like, hey man, Tubby, I miss you and all this other stuff. No, you don't. I was a product of the time. I was damn good at what I did. And I appreciate you supporting the content. But now, hopefully, you'll stick around for the message because the payoff is what really matters. I found what matters to me in life, and I found it. I have a girl that supports me. I have friends and a family that have, made me realize again, I am the anti-hero to my own story. I got a YouTube check out of nowhere this month. Measly $100. And it made me realize, like, more than the money, when I first started, it was trying to connect with people. Because I was a wrestling fan, deep down, and I had a couple friends that loved it, but nobody to really talk to. My best buddy growing up, we used to play the video game, and I used to just play it to listen to the theme songs, because I thought that shit was cool, and here comes the pain. So here I am running the largest channel, trying to put over SmackDown, Shut Your Mouth, Here Comes the Pain, all those games, and I used to play those games for the entrance theme songs. Tubby Emu wasn't a lie, though, because that was an exaggerated version of myself, a drama king, just like they say WWE stars should be, but nobody's going to book a 500-pound guy. But now, a lean, mean, fighting machine, and I am sorry to every 205 Live superstar I ever made fun of. That shit's hard. Some days I could be 200, some days I ballooned up to like 207 because of carbs. That should actually be a parody in my channel. Every day we should have a weigh-in, and if I fit under 205 Live, or I don't, I have to penalize myself. Thank you guys for sticking with. If you watched this video and you made it this far, we've hit the 8-minute mark. I can add a mid-roll. I need to make money, and I'm going to be honest with you. Back in the day, I used to put in 12, 14, 16, 18-hour days. If you used to watch me and go, wow, this guy is like just whatever. I put in a lot of work, man. I eventually didn't want to put in that work. But we're back. To every creator that worked full-time and then did this afterwards, I get back from DoorDashing or doing stuff and I'm just dead tired. Like, I can finally do yoga before my shift and after, which makes me not feel sore, but I'm just tired and don't want to do content. That stops. Something happened recently that pushed me over the edge, that when I quit on myself, I looked out for two people, and I was a producer for a channel. And there were one of my good friends, and then his best friend, and I produced their show, their channel. And I don't want to get into it. But Gabe, I fucking love you. I will miss you. I will miss you. And I used to tell you about starting content and doing stuff, and you used to say, like, we do it. Always in a joking way, because you knew I wouldn't. And then I watched you do it yourself. You just did it for the love of the game, man. And I gave up because I thought I'd get my feelings hurt because I couldn't make premium cinematic content. And I fucking ran from YouTube. You're gonna fucking see me in a wrestling ring. You're gonna see me along the Markey Evans, because I am Eric, and say it with me and say that E, and you better enunciate it. Emanuel. And a good buddy, Eric Thomas, once said, when you want to breathe, sorry, when you want to succeed as bad as you want to breathe, then you will be successful. When I was the most successful, I listened to Eric Thomas. I put in the work. I gave up on myself. I let myself get to 500 pounds. I was never in shape. Now I'm in shape. Now I know what to do when I'm sore. Now I know not to eat pizza. Now I know I need more protein than anything. I've almost got to the best version of myself, but I need a little bit more. I need those chants. I need those people pushing me on. Because when you push other people along, you get hope for yourself. So as much as it seems like it's a narcissistic thing, like you're just coming back for yourself deep down, just like that kid that was overweight that didn't have those wrestling friends, who pretended he liked Call of Duty. He played it because he was a fan of it. WWE was business. My friends Trey, Pulse, Marcus, and John Blood are just fans. They took out that business aspect. That's why I had to remove myself from that. I was not going to be a good fit for that organic environment. I am a business-like minded person for everybody else. But for this channel, unless it's somebody or sponsorship or money that makes sense, because I will go after them. You're not going to see me promoting Pizza Hut because I don't eat Pizza Hut anymore. You're not going to see me promoting unhealthy shit unless it's something I really want, because I don't do that stuff anymore. If I am, I'm binging and something ain't going on right. I will be the most authentic I possibly can be. Because you don't have to run and hide. You don't have to make yourself out to be more than you're not. I love wrestling. I want to tell you why I love wrestling. I want to play wrestling video games. I want to create memories, lobbies, fun. And then I want to get in that damn wrestling ring and rile you up so much. You want to run me out of that building. So please, take a moment for yourself. Bow wherever you are. No, go ahead and bow. Seriously. How you put up with me for this long, all my iterations, it means the world to me. That $100 check, bad off as things are, that's a surprise $100. It's gone. Now let's chase some more. But let me promise you one thing. I'm not just taking that paycheck and running. And I mean that. Although I can finally run because I fixed my sciatica and I tackled my own problems. And I want to help you do the same, whether you want to or not. Because eventually, one day, when you outgrow me and you no longer need to watch my content, and you are focused and as driven as I've been the last month and a half on other things, that's what I would love nothing more. That's like the thing that always, when people used to comment, like, I used to be a fan of you and I outgrew it, I used to go, good. Don't feel sorry. You're going to outgrow things. I listen to country music now, so yeah. Until next time. Yeehaw. No, I'm not going to get booked as a country. If anybody, oh my God. For the love of God, if I get booked, if DPW fucking has me show up as a cowboy or some bullshit. Okay, I used to do this. That was the real me. Tubby Emu used to do this. And those streams, like, don't make me do Chuck Palumbo. And we do Chuck Palumbo, and a couple hundred of us will be doing Chuck Palumbo stuff. And any other streamer could create a Chuck Palumbo shirt and sell it to those people. I would go into Photoshop myself, make the worst t-shirt, and try to sell it. And that shit wouldn't hit. Because for everybody else, I was a creator. For myself, I wasn't a fan anymore. I was phoning it in. You won't see me phoning it in anymore, man. I've done this video tonight like 10 times. Because that's how damn excited I am. Until next time. For one half. I don't even know what we're going to call ourselves. J. The Markey Evans. And Eric E. And you better enunciate Emanuel. And we are here, right here, in DPW. Yeah, that sounds about right. I'm not announcing anybody else come to the ring. You're going to hear me announce to the ring. Because that is the payoff.